Okay, so this is our Ethernet IP demo. This is just showing, it's showcasing that our HMI and our PLC can communicate to various Ethernet IP-based devices. So this is a Click Plus made by Koyo. So we're talking to over Ethernet IP through this Ethernet port, of course. I can just turn on the LED or turn it off right here just by pressing the button up here, or I can use the physical button right here.
And that's being controlled by this PLC.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So like our HMI can be integrated with any Ethernet IP-based device. We have ODVA, or we have your standard Allen Bradley Ethernet IP as well. What makes our Ethernet IP really easy is we can import the tag file. So like from the ControlLogix or the CompactLogix, the L5X file, we can import that file and then it brings all the data into the HMI for you. You don't have to make every single tag by itself. And then this is AutomationDirect's Ethernet Remote I/O. So we're controlling that just by, turning on this button and turning it off, right? So I can turn it on and off.
So this is just Remote I/O?
That's just Remote I/O.
So this doesn't have any PLC connection?
Absolutely not. The HMI is responsible here.
Okay. So there's a little bit of like PLC functionality.
Absolutely.
In the HMI.
Yes.
I'd say minus, it probably, at least this version doesn't have logic, where you could really write logic in it?
No, that does. Actually, it has JavaScript. You can have a scripting engine for JavaScript. That's actually what's controlling the logic right now. If I recall, how I set it up was each tag can have a defined action when a value changes. And that's actually what I'm doing here. When this value changes, I have this go on. So that's why it's toggling off and on. So like you can do a scripting engine for JavaScript, or you can just do tag-based actions when a value changes.
Okay.
So then ControlLogix and CompactLogix, or CompactLogix and MicroLogix, as people are aware, right? Yep. So we're just talking to it over Ethernet IP through this PLC. So this is our new PLCS. It's called the PLCS Plus. It has 2 Ethernet ports, has an SD card. It's USBC instead of USB Mini B now. Has embedded I/O. Has a serial port and nothing on the bottom anymore. So everything is on the front facing. It's all push-in terminals as well. So we're using this Ethernet, right, to control all 3 of these devices. So I can turn that off and on. And this is using the PLC's logic actually to turn everything off and on over here. Yeah. And then I can control the speed of this VFD or stop it if I want. It's going to be a slow stop because it's a VFD, but it will stop. And then I can start it back up again if I want. Actually stop. And then it'll start back up again. So we're actually controlling the number right here. So you see 60. Yep. I can change that to 5,000 if I wanted. And then we see the number 5,000 is actually 50. So it's a basic AC motor. I think its rotations like 50 per minute or whatever. But anyway, so we're just showing graphics. I'm actually showing rotation here. So you can do like a lot of graphical changes with our software. Yeah. And it's the same control for everything else, right? Like if I press this button, LED turns on. If I press the button down here, it turns it off, and so forth. So, I mean, it just depends on where you're touching on the interface. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I want to point out is a very small thing, but it shows some innovation. Like the fact that you guys put a USB-C port here, look at Allen Bradley.
Yeah.
You know, how long has this port been on an Allen Bradley PLC? Like 1932. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it shows like the innovation of things. Like on a consumer products, if it doesn't have a USB-C port, I don't mind.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
And so like just pushing things forward and using like the newest versions of technology and standards is like super important. And like this is a good example of doing that. And then also like the push connection terminals. Super easy for people to be able to deploy this, get it wired up and running.
I think we're tired of ribbon cables at this point. Yeah. I'm tired of having to put the ribbon cable in and wire a terminal block. It's getting rough. So I mean, and that's a testament to everything. Everything is pushing, even the serial power. It's very easy to get wires in and out. Makes it easy to troubleshoot too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's super awesome, like how powerful the HMI is.
Yeah.
You know, just control all the different devices over the network.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've seen applications that use this HMI and talk up to 15 IO devices at once. So I mean, like, I wouldn't say that's a threshold, but like that's my personal testimonial with that one.
We have not seen a slowdown, is what I was trying to say.
Right.
With more and more devices being added.
Now, does this HMI, also have cloud capabilities, or
yes,
it's a different model?
It has OPC UA server and client, and has MQTT. Okay. So I mean, those are your cloud-based protocols right there.
Okay. And then so as far as, do all your HMI support it, or are there certain variants that?
All of them. All of them. Now the 4-inch HMI is going to only have one Ethernet port, so you probably might not find a good use case. I mean, you could probably connect over serial to your field devices and then use the Ethernet port for the cloud. But what makes these a lot, makes this smoother is you have 2 Ethernet ports.
Gotcha.
But the 4-inch, you still could do it, but there's no limitation on the size.
Gotcha. Could you add a switch between where you just plug in a
Ethernet switch?
HMI to the Ethernet and then go to the cloud? Or?
I mean, you could, but like you're dedicating the Ethernet port to the WAN, to the internet, so then that takes away from your local. Like you don't want to put your local network on the internet.
Makes sense.
So you might get hacked.
Yeah, yeah. You'd rather let this be a portal.
Yes.
Between your internet and your local machine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly.